Yay! Here's how to keep a job today, with stuff like breaks and lunch and pay. Jobs, they're not for stupid, ugly slobs, like that bully in Calvin and Hobbes. Nothing like punch-out time after a full day of credits. Oh, what's this? This pink slip is white. Be sure to retrench your business every spring. That is the most pathetic pavement pounding I've ever seen. No wonder that underachiever got the axe. Let's see, ambitious young man, well-established attitude. No fatties! Guess what town this job is in. Hey, that's not blank. There's printing all over it. Let's see, loser Mick sucks a lot. Oh, good, this guy. He's like the Jeff Bridges of Coronet films. Says here you're pansexual. Tell me about that.
This looks all right. Tell me, why are you interested in this job?
I need a steady job, Mr. Wiley, with a chance to go places.
I see. Now, this one job you had with the Central
Borg
Distributing Company. You worked there for 18 months?
Yes, sir.
Why did you leave?
Because I wasn't getting anywhere. After 18 months, I figured I was worth more than they were paying me.
Fired your ass, huh?
And I figured I was ready for promotion to more important work.
Like president or something.
I see.
Honest, Mr. Wiley, it was a rotten company. I don't know why I stayed as long as I did.
Tell me, were you fired?
Well, technically I was indicted, then fired.
Yes, I was. But it wasn't my fault. The company just up and started firing people.
Uh-huh.
Retrenching, they called it. What do you think of that?
I think it's hilarious.
I think it's a pretty normal situation. A business has to live within its income.
I'm resisting the urge to fire you right now.
Many factors affect that income. Sales, general economic conditions,
Volcanoes.
the development of new industries that replace old ones.
You mean like Facebook?
For these and many other reasons, businesses often go through periods of adjustment and reorganization.
Pointless
when they're
zooming.
forced to let people go.
I didn't do anything. Why me?
Because you're a wuss,
You
kid.
said that in 18 months you hadn't gotten anywhere.
That's right. Other fellows who started later were promoted right over my head.
It's totally bogus.
How much warning do you need? Couldn't you see the company valued the other fellow's services above yours?
But I thought I was doing fine. What did I do?
This
You
probably.
expect me to answer that?
Ooh.
No, sir. I guess you wouldn't know.
Actually, I probably do know.
Then why'd you
Better
bring it
than
up in the
do.
first place?
I have no business taking time for this, but
Let's go skinny
well, I
dipping.
can't help thinking you might really amount to something if you'd set your mind to it.
This is the worst Monty Python skit ever.
Try to see yourself as your employer saw you. Better still,
Get out of my office.
let me give you a picture of a case I really do know. It's about a young man who came to work in our shipping room here. And another young man.
So, two young men.
Now, we begin work here at 8:30. That's the time to begin this business of keeping a job.
Get used to staring at that clock.
And that's the time Bob Anderson began work every day.
Even Tuesday?
We could depend on him to be on time and to do his work on time.
To cry in the bathroom on
You
time.
might call him an eager beaver.
I most certainly
But
would not.
look at it from the employer's point of view. Wouldn't you like to have Bob working for you?
I just met him.
Dependability is one of the main keys to keeping a job and getting ahead.
And buying cereal.
Now, dependability includes a willingness to work. Some of the work in our shipping room is hard work.
Especially for dumb guys.
That's why we've always had two fellows working there.
Together they can move nearly one package every week.
Well, two fellows who were supposed to be working.
Tch.
The other fellow I want to tell you about is Walter, Bob's brother. Bob's twin brother.
From outer space.
But the resemblance is only skin deep.
Oh, that's a relief.
Look at Walter from the employer's point of view, and you see how not to keep a job. Look at him from Bob's point of view, and you see how not to get along with your fellow workers.
Look at him from his mother's point of view
On
and,
the other
well,
hand, Bob would be popular wherever he worked.
Pizza Hut, the Vatican, Cirque
You
du
know, he
Soleil.
would do his share of the work and help others who needed help. Cooperation is another way to keep a job.
Is this really interesting story going to last much longer, Mr. Wiley? I got a thing I got to get to.
Walter finally decides to go to work, but A job he was supposed to do first thing.
Last quarter.
Actually, he was supposed to run them off the evening before.
Why do you constantly lie?
But he put it off. This is how not to be dependable. How not to cooperate with the company and with your fellow workers.
How not to be
in
seen.
your own and other departments. Poor Walter. Who should come into the shipping room but me?
Bossy Mick
The
Killjoy.
boss always seems to find out. Walter's manner gave him away.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Now, it isn't hard to learn to make good, clean copies on a duplicating machine.
He's filled with hate.
And this wasn't the first time I'd had to criticize Walter for making poor copies. And it wasn't the first time he tried to alibi his way out of a situation.
Alibying like a madman.
The fact was, Walter just couldn't take criticism. Yet how can a man expect to improve on a job if he won't listen to the very people who can help him?
I don't know, marry the boss's niece, maybe?
Just before closing time, you'll find Bob getting the shipping room ready for the night.
At night, we run a debaucherous nightclub out of our shipping room.
And you'll find Walter getting himself ready.
Huh.
So he won't be a second late punching the clock.
Hey, that's a good idea.
An employer sees this as a sure sign that a man isn't really interested in his work.
He's got a hot date with bitter solitude.
I ask you, if you were the employer and had to cut down your staff,
Then what color is God?
which fellow would you keep?
That's not hard to answer. But why didn't you go ahead and fire this, Walter?
Now, don't be too hasty. I'm only telling you about Walter's bad points. He did enough work to hang on to his job.
Oh, I get it. You're a bad boss.
As long as times are good, there'll be jobs for fellows who just barely do enough to get by.
Hey, that sounds perfect. I'll do that.
But to keep a job when the going gets rough, you need to insure your job.
With Allstate.
Make yourself so valuable your employer can't let you go.
That sounds like a really unhealthy relationship.
We've talked about dependability and cooperation.
Ad nauseum.
Now, another prime quality is
Purple.
initiative. And for once, I have something good to say for Walter.
Once in a while, he brought donuts.
It's not hard to understand why he was unhappy whenever shipments were left just inside the door.
Why, men have killed for less.
The packages had to be hauled all the way across the room for wrapping,
Oh, baby.
then hauled back again when they went out.
It's a living nightmare.
If you don't like the way things are done, you can spend a lot of time complaining about
Oh,
it.
thank you.
That was Walter's usual way. But this time, he got an idea. And he knew what to do with it.
Screenplay.
In every company, there's plenty of room for improvement. And the management usually welcomes suggestions from employees.
Sure they do.
Walter's idea was a practical one, so we adopted it.
And named it Fred.
The company benefits through time saved and less handling of packages. The fellows in the shipping room benefit through having one of their harder jobs made easier.
And now I could fire one of them.
And Walter improved his standing with his employer by his display of initiative.
Ah, so just complain. Got
But
it.
one good mark isn't enough.
Man, I can never remember how to spell triple.
One day, not long after, Walter was taking advantage of a lull in the work, and Bob was bringing the shipping records up to date when...
Something happened.
What you got there? Shipment for you. Wise guy.
Why, thank you. I do consider myself something of an intellectual.
Well, finally. The stuff they've been running in here asking about every hour for the last 3 days. Sign here.
Can you make it out to Paula?
That's the way it is in this company. They wait till they've run out of something, and everybody runs around like crazy.
I hate us.
No system. And nobody in charge with enough brains to start one.
Mm-hmm.
What a way to run a business.
Anyway, thanks for
You don't
listening.
like the company, why do you work for it? Me, I work for a swell outfit I'm proud of.
They're called the Mob.
Maybe I'd like to work for them. Could they use me?
What for? A press agent?
Wait, what?
Yes, Walter found out that nobody thinks very much of a man who talks against the company he works for.
They just don't cotton to it, I suppose.
And what did Walter gain by making that false statement about his company? Nothing. Except trouble for himself if it got back to his employer. Which it did.
You don't say.
I guess it's not very different from the way I was talking to you about the place where I used to work.
Well, there's a saying, If the shoe fits.
Oh, the shoe fits all right.
Why are we talking about shoes?
You knew it would, didn't you? Yep, I could see my shortcomings all over the place.
Ew.
Dependability, initiative, cooperation, and loyalty.
These are the demons you must slay.
I could have done a lot better on every count.
You can do better.
Don't hit me!
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Now, I should warn you, our shipping room smells like pimple cream and B.O.
Well, Bob, I've got a new assistant for you. Bob Addison, this is Ed Blakesley.
Hi, Ed. Glad to meet you.
Huge fan. You were great in the
Bob's
story.
a good man to watch. As soon as he trains somebody to take over here, he's moving up to assistant purchasing manager.
That's assistant to the purchasing
Say,
manager?
that's great. Mr. Wiley's been telling me about you and your brother.
My
Oh,
brother?
no. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, your twin brother, Walter.
The douchey one.
I had a point to make, so I invented a twin brother for you.
It was pointless and confusing.
You see, in this twin of Bob's, I was really describing Bob's poor conduct on the job when he first came to work here.
Oh, you mean the way I was loafing on the job around here before?
Who told you to speak?
I get it. And then you... Well, if you can...
My thinker's broke.
Say, Mr. Wiley, did I ever tell you about my twin brother?
He's even uglier than me. Boo, that was lame. Stupid Fight Club ending. Okay, bye.
You expect me to answer that?
No, sir. I guess you wouldn't know.
Actually, I probably do know.